Talking Gotham. 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 Talking Gotham.
All it takes is one bad day. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam. Welcome to episode 38 of Talking Gotham. We are on the doorstep of the end of season 4 and almost done with this show. Matt was doing backflips, I could tell. But we are almost done. We only have 2 episodes like last week, but honestly, this season is on its way to be one of just having a great ending. Hopefully it can stick the landing. But from 3 Movie Cinema, it's Jacob Collins. Collins, how are you?
I am fantastic. I watched this earlier because I was excited because I love these episodes. These episodes, the Jeremiah episodes, are really good, and I really like them. And so I was like, anytime like you get to see some cool episodes like this, I'm down. And also, I was so excited because I knew like, oh, they do the Killing Joke in the penultimate episode, and I'm like, I cannot wait for you guys to see the Killing Joke. And so I'm really happy. We get to meet the Joker, and then we get to meet the Killing Joke, and yeah, so I'm really excited. Matt is really excited to talk about it. Ryan's really not really excited to talk about it because Ryan doesn't give a shit about the show. But yeah, so I'm really excited. So
I like this show just fine. Like it hasn't happened yet, but Collins is testing the waters with me because when Small Zero has already happened, but we are going to be having a fierce debate on what the best DreamWorks movie is going to be. Not Shrek. But
fuck you.
That should be like the new segment, movie versus, just for movies. Which one you think it's better than the other?
Oh, that's gonna be the last topic tomorrow night when we review it. Ryan, we're gonna be like this.
I would say we're bringing back movie fights, but Dan Murrell already beat us to the punch. But Matt Wyatt, how are you?
I'm doing good. I will admit that these 2 episodes were far better than last week's episode because the Demon Head storyline with the Ra's al Ghul's return was just fucking atrocious. This got the bad taste out of my mouth, especially with the Jeremiah as the real Joker, which Jake brought it up off stream before we started recording, that he comes off a bit of a reminiscent of the character from the Dark Knight Returns Joker. He's more cold, more smart, more calculated, but not too wacky like his brother.
Yes. But without any further ado, let's just get right into it. And like I alluded
before we get started, Cameron Monaghan deserves an Emmy nomination. It's a crime he didn't get one because to play 2 different roles and give you 2 different perspectives, honestly, that is clever. You can say whatever you will about this show. He plays the hell out of those characters. And I'm like, honestly, if anyone who's never been a fan of his acting, watch him in this show, you're like, oh my God, he is such a good actor.
Yes, he is quite good. But we'll get more into that when we get into that. But stay tuned. Well, it's already happened when this drops, but Small Zero live show will be Friday. We will be arguing over DreamWorks stuff. We'll also be talking about the current movie news, the weekend box office. We have an Evil Dead Wrath story that I'm definitely looking forward to. So be on the lookout for all of that. And we will be having a couple of guests. They've been one making his debut and one that's been there before in my stead. But without any more further ado, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. This is season 4, episode 20, Blaze It, called That Old Corpse. Matt?
Gotham returns in 2 weeks on Fox.
The episode aired on May 3rd, 2018. Under seemingly posthumous orders from Jerome, his followers launch an attack on GCPD headquarters. Nigma infiltrates the precinct and breaks Lee out, while Cobblepot and Grundy torture one of Jerome's followers to uncover his true mastermind and regain power. At his bunker, Jeremiah works on a self-sustaining energy generator and tells Bruce he is struggling against the toxin's insanity, leading to a confrontation of Jerome's grave. Believing the GCPD attack is a diversion from Bruce and Jeremiah, Gordon heads to the bunker and learns the day's event were subverged and orchestrated by Jeremiah, who has modified the generator into a bomb. And Gordon barely escapes as the generator explodes, revealing his true insane personality and his plans to tear Gotham down. Jeremiah leaves Bruce unconscious and steals more generators from Wayne Enterprises. You know what this reminds me? The Dark Knight Rises with the whole energy, the sustained cleanable energy in the Dark Knight Rises, and then they did weaponize it into a nuclear weapon. And this generator is literally the same similar reminiscent to the Dark Knight Rises. They literally took the plot from the Dark Knight Rises.
Wait until next season, okay? You think they're ripping out the Dark Knight Rises now? Wait until next season, okay? Oh my God. If you don't think they're ripping off the Dark Knight Rises, watch next season. You're like, oh my God, they're fucking doing the Dark Knight Rises, aren't they? Oh my God. I was like, oh my God.
This is just a first step in that episode.
It's like, I used to get mad at Arrow for ripping off the Nolan trilogy. They do it in the final season. They rip off the Dark Knight Rises in the final season. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious, guys? Come on. At least be creative with your changes.
I do like the plot twist. I do like the plot twist where Jeremiah completely fooled everybody into believing that Jerome is the one orchestrating the whole thing, but prior to his death in this recording. But really, he was doing it the whole time. That was all Jeremiah impersonating Jerome.
Oh, yeah.
Going into these episodes, I was thinking to myself, is Jeremiah really like that bad of a guy, or is it just the gas? And I mean, I'm sure the gas helped, but maybe he just had that in him the whole time. And I mean,
he definitely acknowledged it. He acknowledged it that wasn't the toxic that's what made him who he is. It just simply increases and amplifies what he already had, that is insanity all along.
Yeah, he was a
to
psychopath.
Quote another Joker, like gravity, all you need is a little push.
Yeah.
So he was basically one bad day away from being his brother. So,
which I love that the eyes. This is me and Ryan said. It was scary. His look, like the eyes. Those eyes are so.
The eyes was very creepy.
Like when he just looks at you. Oh,
this is a reference that only I will understand, but he reminds me of the Judge from this book called Blood Meridian. It was written by the same guy who wrote the book for No Country for Old Men. Blood Meridian is a very scary book, like only read at your own risk. But I'll show it in like post here, but he's got the brimmed hat, he's got the white face, he's got the eyes, like it just genuinely unsettling.
Kind of looks like the Jeepers Creepers.
Oh yeah, the creeper. That makes a lot of sense. But then we got like Jerome's followers doing their thing. Now they're under Jeremiah, and Jeremiah's just like, all right, boys, let's broaden our minds. And then they just go to town on everything.
They party, man. That's all I was missing was the Prince song, because it's like they go literally party.
There's no Prince song. Well, wait, they have already kind of sort of done the version of that in the last week's episode.
They're like, all you're missing is like the Prince song, because I mean, like, they literally have a blast at the GCPD.
Yeah, but the way that they're trying to graffiti the whole GCPD, that felt very much in the scene in Batman '89 where the Joker's painting a lot of these fucking paintings inside the museum, the art museum.
You know, that's such a classic scene too.
I'm surprised they didn't hit the boombox and play the Prince on. Boom.
Instead, they got a coffin that has beer in it. They have the coffin that has beer in it. That at one point, after everything is said and done, Bullock opens the coffin, grabs a beer out, and hands it to the other female cop. And I'm just like, that's a dead body's been in that. You're gonna take a beer out of it and drink it.
A corpse was in that fucking coffin.
Yeah, just because they fill it with ice and a beer does not mean it's safe to drink.
It's not sanitary.
Which, by the way, it makes me. I did enjoy this episode. I do. There's a funny gag in this episode. Every time someone opens the door, the prisoners are like, when the Riddler opens the door, they're like, the Riddler, we're saved. And then he closes the door, and then the Penguin, a few minutes later, opens the door, and goes, Penguin, we're saved. And then he grabs him, and then Butch grabs him, and they close the door, and the guy just goes, man, says, you ever get tired of being wrong? It's like, that was a funny gag I laughed at, because it's like, Riddler opens it, goes, nope. And then Penguin opens it, goes, Penguin, we're saved. Nope. It's like That was funny. I chuckled at that one. That made me laugh because I'm just like, it's such a dumb gag. It's such a.
We're saved. Slam. No, you're not.
It's like we don't. Yeah, because he doesn't want Riddler's like, I'm looking for Lee, and the Penguin's looking for one of Jeremiah's men.
I kind of don't like the subplot with Enigma, the Riddler trying to break out Lee. I hated that subplot.
And then I had issues with the next episode where they even go further with that, and I hate that more than anything.
Yeah.
To me, it's like I hate love triangles. I don't understand why studios do that.
I don't know why they had to like match up between the two of them, which I don't buy into it. I simply don't buy into their love story, and I still have a feeling that Lee is using them.
I'll tell you right now, there's only been one love triangle that's ever worked on television ever, and that's The Walking Dead. During, you know what I'm talking about, Matt.
Yeah,
that's the only time it's worked because it leads to something terrific.
Yeah, that was from season 1 and 2. Yeah, I know what you were talking about because I can't say it because I know because Ryan has not watched The Walking Dead, which I don't know how or why did he not watch the show.
I've watched the pilot and I liked it.
We got to do that. We got to do that Talking Dead thing.
Talking Dead. Oh wait, fuck, we can't call it that.
No, that's already
walkers.
a thing.
Dead talk or about dead talk.
There it is.
Or Walker talk. Walker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people think we're doing Walker Texas Ranger then. We Walker talk.
But then again, if we do Walking Dead, do we do the spin-offs? Because aren't there like 30 spin-offs? Like one with Daryl Dixon, one with like this
they're
one
terrible.
other lady.
Like they're not very good. I think Fear is the closest to being good, but like I stopped after Daryl Dixon. Like I just can't with the show because these are terrible.
I couldn't even watch. I tried watching through the first episode of Fear of the Walking Dead, and I couldn't get through the rest of that show.
The Rick Grimes spinoff show, I quit halfway through because I'm like, I just hate this show. It's boring. The Last of Us was coming on the first season of the time, and I'm like, look, I just can't. I'd rather watch The Last. The Last of Us is a fun show, at least.
It's a better show. It's a better show. It's just
show.
It feels like they're just like cashing in on run of the mill like fucking lazy spinoff shows just to keep the show, this whole universe going.
I just tapped out. I said, let's just go watch
because the moment that Andrew Lincoln left, departure from that show, which was some in the later seasons, that's where it fell apart for me.
Season 9.
Yeah, season 9.
Yeah, well, at least they got
It
8
was just
seasons.
for money at that point.
Yeah. Well, I think what it was is he's an
because the first like at least 4 seasons, or maybe around the time that Jeffrey Dean Morgan showed up, it got back to its roots. But the earlier ones were peak. They were really good television show.
Season 4, I remember I went to high school when season 4 was out. I was in high school, and you literally every kid in the high school was talking about, oh my god, you see the prison stuff that happened? Oh my god, and we were like just talking about it, going, yeah,
it was around the time when Game of Thrones was still running because everybody was talking in great conversations, the week to week episodes, and it just you wanting more, and you talk about it after the episode had wrapped up.
I couldn't because I was like a poor kid. I'm like, we don't have HBO.
And I even remember at the time, I think I was when The Walking Dead came out. It was around the time when I graduated high school. It was like it came out in 2010, and I didn't watch that at the time. But then when season 2 was about to premiere on AMC, I watched the first 6 episodes of season 1 into prep and ready. So that was around like 2011. So I graduated at the time.
But circling back to what we're talking about, I really did appreciate, and like Collins, to your point, Cameron Monaghan just shines like a diamond, like in this whole show, but especially here because like he goes from the out of control Jerome to Jeremiah, who's like he does get out of control, but it's more weirdly measured. Like in this episode, there's this whole thing where
he's more controlled and more smart and more sophisticated than his brother. His brother was unhinged, out of control, anarchist. He's a world builder.
Jeremiah is literally a snake in the grass with the whole stuff with Bruce and like the whole like and then peeling off his face, which
that one that took me off guard, especially when he was strangling himself. Like, why are you getting strangled? Like, didn't you die by falling to your death? Oh, so he's tricking him, trying to fuck with Jim Gordon in that video recording. And I will say, I was a little bit worried when they were trying to do this whole twin brother thing. Hey, his twin brother dies. He's got another brother that will be more crazier than him. They're like, oh god, they're going to just try to mimic his brother. No, thank God they did not do this for Jeremiah. That he's much different than his brother.
Throwback. Like there were a ton of like evil twin movies in the 40s and 50s. So my mind is like it's got to be a throwback to that.
Because you know what it reminds me? Beer Fest. Remember that character that gets killed?
That was such a wasted.
That was
scene.
such
That
a
was so
lazy. That was so lazy.
They
It was
don't
like
change. It's the same character. They just like, oh, he dies. So then they bring in the brother, and it's
he's
the
just
exact
more of a
same character.
he's just like a cowboy, but he's still the same character.
And then he drops the cowboy accent when it gets to German.
I know it makes like that was like what was the point?
Even I think they just like, well, we needed like a twist.
That was such a lazy. That was like a lazy cop out. Like really, dude.
But I go back to yeah, I don't know why though. I mean, I think honestly, because they've gone so far with Jerome, we just can't make him the Joker. And I know they wanted to wear, which I know Cameron Monaghan wanted to say, oh, Jerome's the Joker, but he's not the Joker. But they said, I think when he was, because I saw him doing an interview about it, he says they wanted me to be a Joker. Like they said, because they're all the fans. Cause originally, I think they were not going to make me the Joker. I think, but then around after season 2 aired, they're like, how would you feel about being the actual Joker? And I'm like, I would love it. Yeah. But the only thing is I'm on Shameless, so I can't do a whole season.
But
so
even with Jerome, he was basically playing off the Joker like adjacent. Yeah. Even though they definitely don't want to say that he's the Joker, but he was playing off as a Joker.
Yeah, he did say he tried to do Heath Ledger and Nicholson versus
even the sewing face thing. That was definitely from the comic books.
That's from the New 52, the Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo run. But I mean, you might as well just make him the Joker. I mean, there's the bar for Jokers is so low that the Devil's doing a limbo with it, especially after Suicide Squad. And here's my response to that.
Come on, man, that's garbage.
You can't change
they went from the New 52 Joker, esque, and then they switch it over to the mixture of the Killing Joke meets the Dark Knight Returns Joker.
Which I think, which Cameron Monaghan said, like, he said the nicest compliment he's got was Mark Hamill, who said, I've been watching, he said, I don't watch the show Gotham, but I was watching the episodes that you were in, and you're fantastic as the Joker. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. He said, because that means a lot to me. Especially Mark Hamill was just like, he even went on Twitter and said, he's the best Joker on right now we have. And I'm like, he put that tweet out. I remember Cameron Monaghan just did this, like, thank you. But that means a lot coming from you, because it's like.
And how ironic it was that we have two actors. One that Mark Hamill voiced Joker in animation and games, and then he was in Star Wars.
I know.
To that. And then Cameron Monaghan started off playing a Joker, and now he's in Star Wars playing a Jedi Knight in the games.
Yeah, it's like they went from Jokers to Jedi. It's like, that's crazy.
That's so fucking ironic.
Which I will say, there are things I do like about this, and everything, and. I do like, by the way, his assistant in the show is called Echo, the one that dresses like a court jester.
Yeah.
By the way, that character, Echo, is this because they couldn't do Harley Quinn because Suicide Squad, because Margot Robbie was Harley Quinn. They said absolutely hell no to Harley Quinn.
Yeah, because she was too much. Her character was too valuable for the studio to put
Joker. Joker. There was wiggle room because Jared Leto fucked that up.
Because Echo looked pretty obvious that is that supposed to be the version of Harley Quinn in this episode.
She goes full Harley Quinn mode though in next season. I'm not saying that.
Echo I have no doubt in my mind.
Character. Echo is that, which they even say that is this version's Harley Quinn. They said they can never do Harley Quinn. Warner Bros. Said absolutely not. So then we said, well, can we give her mannerisms of Harley Quinn? They said, yeah, sure. That's fine.
I mean, going back to with Cameron Monaghan's acting, like I've always thought he was an incredible actor. I mean, I first even remember him as a little kid when he was in the movie Click with Adam Sandler, and then he was in the Showtime series Shameless, which ran for over a decade, and then he was switching over to Gotham, and his acting got so much better, so much far range. And then he's in the games of the Star Wars games, Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, which he's a great actor.
What joke are you laughing at?
I just remembered he was in Click because he was the kid that got hit in the face with the baseball. He's like Sandler just like pauses, like
just moves the ball.
He's like he moves the glove just slightly, and he's like, "Go!"
And
what about the cigar? What about the cigar when he's like,
I took the cigar out of his hand. Yeah, he was smoking like a chimney. I think it smelled marijuana in it.
Ass in the house. I hate you.
Dopes for dopes, buddy.
The simpler days.
My dad's stereo is a Bose. Your dad's stereo blows. That's too bad.
And he runs over his dog too, like the real robot dog.
That's great.
He said, my robot
Remember when
costs more than your
marijuana was
car.
once considered to be?
Not anymore.
Robot dog.
That was perfect.
And that was his origins of becoming the Joker.
Yeah,
Adam
that
Sandler
was
running
his
over
origin
his
story.
car.
No wonder why he became the Joker.
Adam says, like, I'm gonna kill my parents now because Adam Sandler run over my robot dog.
Because he put me through a lot of hell growing up.
And it's but yeah, I will say I do think I like how it opens with Jerome followers mourning him, and then Echo shows up playing a recording of Jerome of his last will and testament. I thought that was really well done, and telling his followers to run over GCP and party down and ravage over there. And I also I love the Jeremiah has that book of Jerome. And then it's like he has fake drawings that he drew like this morning or so, and he's just like to trick Bruce, like, "Oh, this is a sane madman." Like how he's just faking this, like, and everything, and it's just like,
not gonna lie, he had me fooled. He actually had me fooled about that. He was actually hallucinating and thought he was seeing his brother, and he just fucking tricked Bruce the whole time. I was like, "Wow, you had me played right there."
It was like hook, line, and sinker. Everything he did was calculated to get everybody where they're at. He wanted to get Alfred.
He wanted to get Alfred. He wanted to get Jim Gordon through that reactor of that bomb.
Yeah, he's like, I want to get. Which, by the way, that was clever though. Him sending his followers to abduct Bruce. He lures Bruce away from Alfred, so that way he can get his followers and get Alfred. Then on top of that, he gets literally Gordon to kill Gordon because he knows Gordon's gonna try to stop him. And I'm like, that everything works and it comes out to his plan. Where I'm like, he's like a regular Jigsaw because everything came to motion, full motion. And
he might as well be the Jigsaw figure in this one.
By the way, why doesn't he kidnap Bruce? Because it just seems like Bruce, like he after he reveals his wife's the face off and everything, he tells him, he goes, Bruce, you can join me or you can die. Either way. But I'm like, you already kidnapped his butler. You might as well kidnap him too. You already kidnapped the butler. Like, I kidnapped your butler as leverage. So, as leverage, like. But I mean,
I'll be right back. You can talk amongst yourself.
I will say though, I do like Harvey. I will say Jeremiah sending his followers to abduct Alfred. I like that because I'm like, and I like how they're like Jeremiah, Jerome, or whatever. He just pulls a gun out and shoots the guy in the back, and he's like, yeah, like okay, so I like that when a guy like so all right, so this is like. All right, I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to read my notes. I like when he peels off his face, okay, and he looks really creepy and everything like is in motion. And then like Echo puts him in like a mousetrap, and then of course they're gonna blow it up and everything. And I like his speech at the grave about the truth. This is a true face when he goes, "This is the true face of society, of tearing down buildings and making the world greatness." And I'm just like, he is a philosopher in a way. Like he sees it like. You have to destroy Gotham to rebuild itself. And I'm thinking that's why Ra's al Ghul probably chose him because he's like, which I know he's like, yes, this man's crazy, but like at least he has a philosophy like me.
Yeah, the alliance there is not going to last long, but
what did you think about the Jeremiah though? Like I like Grundy threatening Jeremiah's men. I thought that his henchmen. Like the Grundy's like this, going like, argh. He's like, Grundy's like this, like when Grundy just picks him up and everything. And on top of that, they're just eating. Like, remember Penguin? I laughed so hard when Penguin went to go grab a wing, and then Grundy snatches it out of his hand. And he's like, I'm trying. He says, we've literally robbed a bank, got double crossed, and then on top of that, we aligned with Jerome. He's a nutbag that died. And he said, we have nothing. And they're like, we should kidnap Jeremiah.
Are you gonna let me starve?
What did you think about Gordon going to the bunker, realizing it's a trap, and then Jerome is dead, and Jeremiah said the whole thing to lure Bruce and go trap their village true plan?
Well, I thought that was a very smart plan for Jeremiah to lure them both into a trap. But I kind of had a feeling that Gordon was not going to die from the explosion. Like, no, he's the main character. He's not going to die.
See, the one henchman's just juggling knives the whole time. He's like, I'm evil. I'm like, oh my God, it's a juggler. Hold on.
He's like, how did Gordon escape from the explosion like that? Like that's beyond me.
He survives, and then also the river.
How did he be able to get out of there that quickly from the blast radius? That's also, the one thing that bugged me.
Echo survives too.
I know. Exactly. Like, how
And
the
then
fuck did that
radio
happen?
has said he had him followed, and then he also survived the blast. And I'm just thinking I put in my notes, the explosion rate in Gotham is like a 90% chance of survival.
Yeah, it's like when Robin Williams talked about earthquakes in California. Like, oh, 2.5, not bad. It's like, oh, that was
Oh
kind of
my
a loud one. Let's have drinks outside.
Oh my god. And
The
this is
bombs-
what I think of how they were escaping the explosion.
I thought it was the
Like
Bill
I've
Maher.
said, death is a light fog in this town.
It's like the Jingle All the Way scene. Remember where it's like they
I have a
blow
few
up and all the
questions, starting with what the fuck?
Always. a
Remember in
classic.
Jingle All the Way when he opens the bomb up and it blows up like Looney
Yeah,
Tunes?
when the cop just opens up the bomb and there's
That's the way bombs are in Gotham. They just don't like it. Just everybody.
This is a real bomb? This is a sick world we live in. Sick people.
That's exactly what bombs are in Gotham. It's a nuke. Don't worry about it. Okay, we'll
Don't worry about it.
Just open up an Amazon box. Open a stall in the men's room.
I was expecting Gordon to walk in covered in like charcoal, with his hair.
Yeah, but when we get into the next episode, he doesn't have any scratches on him. There's no charcoal or black smoke stain all over him, or any concrete dust all over
He
him.
could have got all the blast right. He would have.
There's no scratch on him. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just saying that to me is what bothered me about that. Also, I think it was so.
Well,
funny.
we had a few seasons ago when they tried to deactivate a fucking nuclear bomb, and honestly, they have no idea how a nuclear bomb works. And
they poured water on it.
They poured fucking water on it to deactivate the nuke. What the fuck?
How do you stop a bomb?
Whenever a movie character like survives an explosion like that, it reminds me of, it's the weirdest thing, but in the Muppet movie from 2011, where Fozzie Bear's like, that was a really loud explosion. Surprised we had that in the budget. So whenever something like that happens, I'm like, that was a really loud explosion.
Or anything explosions. Anyone surviving an explosion up close? This is basically fucking Looney Tunes. This is Looney Tunes now.
Well, I mean, it's DC and it is Warner Bros. So it's possible.
Exactly. But Gordon just fucking wakes up and doesn't look like he's wounded at all. He has no charcoal stains all over him. No fucking marks anywhere. Like, what the fuck? Is he indestructible?
In the Naked Gun, when the bomb goes off, they're all their hair slicked back and they're covered in charcoal. They're like,
yeah, when they're doing that atomic bomb testing in the Naked Gun 3.
Yeah, I remember that. That's like saying that at least looked more realistic, especially when
it looked more realistic-ish.
Yeah, I understand that's a parody though, but still,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I will say
at least the cop from Jingle All the Way had a fucking bunch of fucked up stains all over him when he was causing an explosion in Jingle All the Way.
I do like whenever Harvey comes in with when they ambush Gordon in the locker room, he comes in with tasers saying, "Hey guys, like to dance?" He goes, and he just goes around tasering people.
Oh yeah, when Gordon and Bollock fucking tased him in the fucking trunk of the car.
And then he says, "Hold down the fort," and then Harvey tases the guy for fun. He's like,
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty funny.
Harvey's
that popped me.
What'd you think about Jerome killing the henchman who says "Long live Jeremiah"? He just goes, "Bam!" and he goes, Jerome,
and he just wipes the blood, not only the blood stain on his face, but wiping the makeup all over him. Which makeup, like 89 Joker, Jack Nicholson, wiped all the makeup, all that thing all over his face.
I do like when he was giving the speech. I told me and Ryan were talking about before you jumped off for a second about his speech about how this is the true face. When he goes, "This is the true face in the society."
Yeah, that's his true face, and the one makeup was the mask.
Yeah, he goes, tearing the building, the city down is what's going to make it great, and everything. I thought that was a great philosophy.
We're going to make it great again. We're going to make Gotham great again.
And we're going to build a wall. We're going to keep.
We're going to build a wall. We're going to blow up so many buildings, and we're going to make it great.
We're going to keep all the elites out of it. It's so weird.
It's so weird.
And we're going to make the GCPD pay for it.
We're going to make the city pay for it. We're going to make the mayor.
Which, by the way, in the next episode, that shit kind of happens in a way.
Yeah, well,
but I will say this, though. Jeremiah showing up at Wayne Enterprises with Echo and then killing the men and then grabbing all the bombs. I'm like, oh, damn. Like there's so many bombs. And I'm like, he just has it. Which, by the way, how the fuck did his must be downstairs. There's no way he could just him and Echo going. All right, Echo, hold on, don't drop it. Hold on, we got 700 more times.
No, they have Bane from Batman and Robin. Bomb.
You gotta carry the bomb on my calculations.
I will say Riddler planning. I hate the Riddler planning to rescue Lee at the GC and dressing like
Fucking hate. I fucking. Oh, he was dressed. He was literally dressed up like a fucking clown. Literally a clown. Where the
Also-
fuck? How the fuck did that happen here?
Also, wouldn't it be easier to call another precinct to arrest Jerome's followers, or don't let them come in and ambush them from behind? You know, when they're at the front gate, you know, just come around the back and go freeze. Instead, they're just like, you know, pull like a Return of the Jedi.
Where's the MCU? Where's the MCU? That another precinct that they in Gotham.
You know,
None of them are present.
also they don't shoot none of the people. You know how I know they're fake? Because they don't shoot. The cops don't shoot. That's how I can tell it's a TV show. Because they're like, all right, don't shoot, guys. Don't shoot. Let them destroy everything. Don't shoot. I'm like, fucking shoot. They're destroying. I'm like, in real life, he'd be like, bam, bam, bam. He'd be like that scene. Bam, 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 bam. And be like 50 clowns have been killed by like by noon. Like, you know, instead it's like, all right, just let them destroy everything. We'll come around and arrest them. I'm like, what?
Yeah, well, yeah. We're gonna cover around in the back. Like, no, you fucking shoot them. They're about to invade your fucking precinct.
Also, who is strangling?
Like, you have the right to shoot to kill.
Who is strangling Jeremiah on video? Because there's clearly no one. There's
He was strangling. No, he was doing the fake footage where he's strangling himself.
But there's
He was
two
doing-
other hands in that one video. There's two
AI.
other.
There's your answer. AI.
I was thinking, is Echo? I was thinking maybe they're Echo's hands. Maybe Echo.
It might have been. It might have been Echo's hands. It could have been.
He's like, it's like, I'm almost there.
That's what I was wondering. Like, who the fuck is strangling him? Like, didn't Jerome fucking died already? He fell to his death.
Also, I put Gordon survives this explosion, and
Oh, we already went over that one.
yeah, and also Riddler and Lee's bullshit. I hated that.
Fucking hated it. It was terrible.
But yeah, everything else I did like about this. All the Jeremiah stuff was fantastic. That to me was the best part of this episode. If they didn't have the whole Lee subplot, I probably would say this is a fantastic episode. But yeah.
So let's get into the verdict.
All right. I'm gonna say this is a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Well, I'm going to go slightly higher. I'll go 8.5. This is one of my favorite episodes of the season, but somehow it gets even better than this. And this next one, which might be my favorite episode of the season, period. It's season 4, episode 21, and the penultimate episode of the season, One Bad Day. Matt?
You are about to have a very transformative experience.
Gotham, all new Thursday on Fox.
What should be called
The episode aired on May 10th, 2018. Jeremiah plants his bomb around Gotham and gives the city 6 hours to evacuate before detonation. Gordon escapes the bunker and with blueprints of Jeremiah's plans, but is knocked out before being rescued by Lee Enigma, which I don't know how the fuck they were able to get out of that explosion so quickly, but that's television. Jeremiah also...
It was a fucking nuke. It was a nuke.
It was more of like a little kiloton. It was more of a kiloton nuke. It was more of a kiloton nuke from like kind of reminds me of T3 when he was.
I was gonna say T4 when
cell.
Christian Bale. Remember Christian Bale's in the helicopter and then the nuke goes down and all of a sudden he goes whoa and then he's
they used the fuel cells in that factory, so it was kind of like T3 where just one little fuel cells, a little bit of a nuke. But anyway, going back to the synopsis, Jeremiah also abducts Alfred and lures Bruce to the hideout, where Bruce enlists Selina's help. Scarecrow's fear toxin makes Bruce hallucinate an insane Alfred attacking him, but Selina frees the real Alfred and the two save Bruce. Jeremiah is intercepted by Cobblepot, Grundy, Barbara, and Tabitha, who demand a ransom on the threat of destroying the bomb's core relay. Jeremiah instead destroys the relay himself and rewires the bombs to detonate in sequence. After Enigma deciphers the blueprints, Gordon brings the plans to GCPD with help from Fox. Bullock locates and deactivates the first bomb in time. Gordon then reveals on a newscast that he is alive, as Jeremiah believed that the bomb in his bunker killed Gordon. His plans foiled. Jeremiah incinerates all his followers alive, but is later approached by Ra's al Ghul, who purposes an alliance. Bruce, Selena, and Alfred return to Wayne Manor, but Jeremiah breaks in and shoots Selena in an abandonment before Alfred subdues him. I will say
you say seduce, so like, hello,
subdues, or whatever the fuck that says on Wikipedia. Well, he basically interferes and beats the crap out of Jeremiah.
There we go.
Like, fuck you, Wikipedia.
Alfred seduces Jeremiah. Like, hello,
Matt versus Wikipedia.
Fuck you, Wikipedia.
Fuck you. Subdues. It's supposed to say subdues.
Meanwhile, when we try to read from IMDb,
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's way worse.
You know what? One funny thing that made me laugh in this episode, Bullock tried to deactivate the bomb. He plays eeny, meeny, miny, mo to which one to cut the fucking wire for that bomb. Like, what the fuck? You bet on that on everyone's life in the city by being eeny, meeny, miny, mo, a fucking 8-year-old game here. What the fuck kind of shit is this?
What'd you think about the coolest thing I will say in this episode? Jeremiah showing up at the GCPD with his men, saying, threatening, like he's even dressed like he is in The Killing Joke. By the way, that is the same out, like,
yeah,
you know. And he says, like, he's showing up at the GCPD with his men, threatening to blow up the city. And if he says, if he kills him, and he says, if you kill me, I'll blow up the city. And he says, and he's just telling him his master plan. But I do like what he says. Oh, I truly do want you to believe me. So I'm going to show you a demonstration. And then he pushes the button and blows up a building, the clock tower. And then he takes his glasses off and goes, you have 6 hours before.
It shows him that he means business.
When he takes his glasses off, I'm like, that was scared me.
There's no way that Bullock and his men are going to fire upon him when he has the detonator in his hands, that he can blow up any fucking building around the city.
But like, which I mean, I did put that as one of my dislikes, but I understand now because if they would have shot him, he would.
Because if they put a bullet into his skull, the triggers detonate.
Which I will say,
so he was basically playing a game of chicken.
This episode takes place.
If there's any kind of like worry in your mind of like, how like faithful is this? They're like, it's not a direct adaptation. Obviously, Barbara Gordon is not a thing in this universe, so they can't do that. But Selena's the Barbara proxy, and Jesus, she gets it's just so bad. And then like Alfred, good Lord, man, like those two characters just got through it.
But I will say that with Selena, she has more lives. We got to often forget she did die and came back and done that same origin story from Batman Returns. So she's gonna be alive. She's not gonna be dead in the show.
When he shot, like I will say, when he at the end of the episode, just like, well, to be fair, the day's not early, and he just shoots her, and he just shoots her.
It goes out of nowhere that he invades the mansion. I swear to God, they have the worst fucking locks, worst fucking protected in that mansion.
What was your reaction, Ryan, whenever you saw him like the Joker just walk in and says, well, to be fair, the day's still. Yeah. Where you're like, oh shit, he's in the mansion. He just walks in there. Like, yeah. Which I was wondering.
What's your reaction, Ryan, of that ending?
I was just pretty terrified. Like I remember, because I've read the graphic novel, and it's one of my favorite graphic novels like of all time. I know that's a vanilla basic level take, but it's really that good. Like Alan Moore, God bless him, he looks like King Theoden when he's being possessed by Grima Wormtongue nowadays. But like he really had his finger on the pulse and made some great stuff, and this was one of them. And so just like I remember reading the Barbara Gordon stuff, having no real knowledge of what Barbara Gordon was, and then just being like, well, this is horrible. Like this is like the darkest Batman story I've ever read.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Considering what they
what was the title of that comic book that you were referencing? What was the title? Killing Joke?
The Killing Joke.
Yeah, that's what I'm double checking.
We referenced like 50.
It made me wanted to read that now. Now I want to read The Killing Joke.
Oh, he does some horrible stuff to where I'm like, if they would have done this on the show, because like he takes naked pictures of Barb after he paralyzed her and strips her clothes off, takes naked pictures of her, and then he has like his henchmen record him doing sexual violence to her.
Oh
And
God, yeah.
he has Jim Gordon stripped naked, tied to a like a little like a little roller coaster, and then has him play the home video of him sexually assaulting his daughter.
Yeah, that's very dark and very R-rated from that graphic novel.
They literally
And that was in the
do it.
80s.
Yeah, they literally. If I can't imagine if they
This
would've
is a
done
run in the 80s for The Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller.
I would
Yeah,
have been
this-
shocked if they would have done that in the show. Had like they would have done that to Selena. I'm like,
It would have been too
On
much.
Fox, no way. Watch this as like the best Killing Joke adaptation. Don't watch that crappy animated movie. I could talk
Yeah,
about that
the
one
crappy
all
anime
night.
movie.
I heard it was terrible. I heard it was really bad.
They make Batgirl. Fuck Batman.
I know. I've heard about that too.
That,
They
that-
made them the love interest.
That's like a father figure to
Yeah,
her.
they made Batgirl and as the love
They
interest.
made it rated R just so you could see Batgirl topless.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember. I was so excited to watch that animated movie that I went and bought the book, and then I watched the movie, and I'm like, this is a terrible animated movie. And I remember my aunt. I remember me and my uncle watched it, and then I remember like there's a funny joke. There was a joke that I was like, I can't believe they said that, but it was a really dark joke to make in that episode, but in that movie. But I'm like, but I would say watch it if you want to see that, but I would not watch it. I would just say watch this episode. It's much better. I will say though, this episode takes place on the same day as the Dark Knight, that old corpse, since Jeremiah's bunker was just blown up a few hours ago. The title episode is a reference to the Joker's infamous line in the Killing Joke comic. All it takes is one bad day to drive the sanest man to lunacy. As such, the episode takes inspiration from the story in several ways. So technically, it is a reference. That line, "one bad day," is a reference to the Killing Joke. I do like Bruce being forced to witness what looks to be Alfred tortured by Jeremiah Valeska. Followers is similar how Jordan was forced to witness Barbara being tortured and raped by the Joker in the original comic.
Yeah, they adapt as much of it as they can without like A, keeping it in universe, and B, not like the
They don't go
faithful.
R-rated. Yeah.
There you go. That's what I meant.
They don't try to copy and paste from the graphic novel.
Also, I'm sure that people would be
It's
like,
just
oh,
it's just taking a lot of more influences from the graphic novel.
Jeremiah wears a hat that resembles what the Joker wore in the comics during pre-Joker flashbacks as well as present-day segments. The character in this episode discussed the infamous line a few times, phrasing it in various ways, with Bruce and Jerry even crafting their own respective interpretations of the meaning of what their future characters would become in the future of Batman and the Joker. Which that's kind of similar to Lex Luthor and Clark Kent in Smallville, where he's like, we have a destiny together, Clark. You know, it's kind of like, they're referencing like me and Bruce.
Only on different sides.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing in this show where like he's referencing our future. Our future is together, because in the future you will be Batman and I will be your greatest enemy, the Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime, and so it's that is kind of cool to see. It's like, in the future I'm going to be your greatest enemy and you're going to be. And I do kind of like that they're introducing him now rather than being like in the future where it's like, oh, he just randomly comes up into the Joker. I do like the character. I do like the hallucination Bruce sees where Alfred dozes with laughing gases, a nod to Earth 3 counterpart Outsider when he was docked by Joker and the Joker talks him in the hallucination. And it's also kind of like a nod to the Dark Knight, to Batman Arkham Asylum, where Batman sees like the Scarecrow kill Gordon.
Yeah, he's going through the hallway and watching Alfred get tortured because he's in the middle of the fear toxin that Scarecrow inside the room, the hallway sequence.
And
like Ben Mazouz legit gives some of his best work as Bruce in this episode right here.
Oh yeah.
I almost believe that like Alfred cut himself and got fucking nuts, but apparently that was just hallucinations.
And he was like Alfred, and then Selena just shoots him. Like Selena's like pow 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 because he was gonna let him kill him.
I was like, this can't be. I was like, yeah, this cannot be real.
Then you
Yeah,
see it's not
he
really Alfred.
basically like she basically watched Inception and was like, "Oh, this must be the kick." Bang.
I got that one. Inception. That's a 2010 reference right there.
Yes.
People that have seen Inception, they're like, "Wow, I got that," But also Alfred gets a wide Glasgow smile that resembles that of Heath Ledger's Joker in the 2008 film The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara King states that she like. By the way, a lot of my notes are from I put a lot of these are from I copied off the Gotham Wikipedia page, so that's where a lot of it. Barbara states that she liked the Gotham clock tower and calls it a destruction and shame. This is an allusion to DC Comics where basically Barbara, Gordon, in the comics, this is not Barbara Gordon, but this is like a character also named Barbara, which is Barbara Gordon in the comics, used the clock tower as her headquarters where she took on the alias of Oracle and following the events of Killing Joke, where Joker paralyzed her from the waist down with a gunshot. I do like Barbara and Penguin trying to blackmail Jeremiah. And then Jeremiah, they're like, we got your man, John Valjean. And he goes, oh, well, I guess I'll give you into your demands. And they're like, yeah. And then he goes, what are we going to do? Then the Butch's like, are we going to really let him have the bomb? No, we're going to kill him. Take the money. Once he gives us the money, we're going to kill him. Give the money back to Gordon. And we're going to give the thing. We're going to keep the money and give the bomb to Gordon. And then I'm like, he's right there. He can hear every single word you're saying, Penguin. Yeah. He's right there. He's like, you don't think I would be like, I can hear you all. And you think I'm going to let you kill me. Well, then I guess plan B. I wish she would have said something like that. Instead, he's just like, oh, I'll let them play along still. They're gonna kill me. Oh, that's so rich. So instead, he's like, oh, they put me on hold. Well, plan B. They take some bazooka. And I love how Penguin's like, what? he's like,
and Jeremiah is just like completely nonplussed about all of this.
Like he just blows out. Goes, are you insane? No, why would you insane? Is it really insane to have a backup plan? I have multiple plans, but this was the most real. Kill them, relay all the bombs, and he's like, kill them. And I was like, that to me was.
Remember, kids, the Joker is a dog chasing cars.
Yeah. Because you really try, and then he just because he says, and just to basically fuck with them even further, he goes, because you tried to blackmail me and kill me and all that stuff, I'm gonna set the bombs to now. So that means when I get out of the city, I'm gonna blow up the city, just because of you. And I'm like, that's not fair. He's like, I'm gonna do that too. Like, yeah, like he is cold and calculated. He's like, I'm going to do it. And he's like, which to be fair, I think he was going to do it anyway. I don't think he was ever going to give them a chance. I think he was going to do it regardless. Because to be fair, he doesn't care. He's like, I'm going to do it. I think that was just him using as an excuse because I'm like, I don't really care about the city. It's going to die and I'm going to cause it. And which Jerome torturing Alfred is so similar to the Killing Joke. I love how he's just torturing Alfred by like Alfred's screaming and like Bruce has to see.
Yeah, because he's screaming about the fear toxin gas that he's spraying the shit out of him in the torture room.
Which I'm like, which I do like that we do at least see the real Alfred get tortured a little bit where he's just like knocked out unconscious and he's like, I thought that was really cool. Also, Jeremiah also tells them because of the I love that Bruce gets sprayed with the fear toxin and it's like a nod to the Arkham Asylum. I love that the Riddler solves Jeremiah's plan. I thought that was clever how another villain solves the other villain's plan, where he's like, the Riddler just looks at it and he goes, oh, he's building a maze. He wants to build all the things to make a maze. And I'm like, because Riddler doesn't understand, Jeremiah doesn't understand how somebody solved his plan. He just figures it was Gordon. Like, oh, he found my booth. That's how it happened. He doesn't realize another villain came in and solved all of his plans.
And also the subplot, going to the subplot with Barbara, Grundy, Tabitha, and Cobblepot trying to negotiate with Jeremiah. I hated that. That was so stupid.
I do like when he blew it up though.
And then Cobblepot is saying like he knew where the Strange is. the whole time.
I mean, yeah, I mean that to me, I hated that. I wish that was kind of stupid.
I hated it. Like, dude, like Strange is not going to do anything for him. Like, there's no fixing him whatsoever. This whole
No.
subplot is just a wild goose chase.
I do like how all the bombs are in sequence, and it's like a Christmas. Like, if you take one bulb off, the whole sequence reps. I thought that was a clever. Like that to me made me feel like, okay, I can believe that. That makes sense, you know. It kind of
Yeah.
also reminded me of that of the Dark Knight Rises. Whenever the bomb, like when the
He had like they had like
you
three.
can block
I think it was
the
like
detonator.
yeah.
So I thought that was pretty. I thought I liked it, you know. So I like how Slane's about to take out two of Jeremiah's henchmen, and then Scarecrow's right behind her with like that whatever that thing's called, you know.
Yeah.
That what's it called? The Grim Reaper axe, whatever it's called. Pickaxe, whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember what it's called.
Which he uses that in the comics, so I thought that was clever. That he's like, he just when y'all saw him like, oh, Scarecrow's right behind her, which I'm like, he fights her. I like how him and Selena fight when he was just like the henchmen didn't even know because they were like watching Bruce on the camp monitor, and Selena's about to knock him out, and all of a sudden Scarecrow comes by, and he's like, oh, so he lied. He came with more people, which I understand why he didn't spray her with toxin because he doesn't want to hit the henchmen and make them go crazy. So instead, he just wanted to kill her. But I thought that was her fighting the Scarecrow. I'm just sure Ryan was like, "That's so cool, Scarecrow."
Yeah, I'm
I was
a
like-
Scarecrow Mark. So
I do like Selena shooting fake Alfred. I thought that was pretty cool and everything. And Jeremiah, after his men turn on him, mocks them. He then just mocks after like he detonates and says, "Oh." He's like, "Oh," like he says, I think he said after Gordon taunts him and everything, says, "I'm alive. Your plan failed. All the bombs." And he's like, and he sets the button and nothing happens. He goes, "Huh." And then he mocks, and then when they call him a fraud, he just mocks them all. And then he locks the door and then sets them all on fire and turns on a furnace and watches them all burn. That to me, I thought was
that
dark.
to me was so dark. Yeah, after when his people turn on him, then he fucking walks out and fucking turns on the furnace and fucking roasts them alive.
And
Like,
then
god
he just looks
damn.
disappointed in them. He doesn't even like look like shocked or happy. He just goes,
No, he just doesn't overreact. He's like, okay, you turn on me, you're dead.
like he's just like this, and then he says disappointing, and then walks away. like I don't care.
Just roast him alive.
I don't care. Like I thought that was so clever. I thought that was so good.
It
Like,
was.
like, that-
It was very clever.
like when you just see him watching them burn too, like he doesn't care. Like there's nothing. Like to me, it's like you're nothing to me. And
Yeah.
I think,
You're nothing.
and then I like how Jeremiah tries to figure it out, and he doesn't realize that the Riddler is the one that solved his plan. And then when he's looking at, well, I guess I'll just start again. He's in an abandoned church. Like, I guess I'll just start again. And then Ra's al Ghul showing up, offering him an alliance. I thought that was really good.
Oh yeah, because you know what that reminds me in the Under the Red Hood when he tried to form an alliance with the Joker, then the Joker double crossed him.
I mean, it could be.
That's what's going to happen when he forms an alliance with them. He's going to double cross him.
yes,
I also like that whenever after he shoots Selena in the Wayne Manor, Alfred just tackles him to the ground. After he throws his gun down, then Alfred tackles him.
And but the one that I want to point out from last week's episode when Ra's al Ghul was seeing the visions of the city getting burned, I think that might be the potential future of what Jeremiah would do. It adds up.
Well, you just got to watch the finale.
Yeah.
I will say, and I do like that Harvey. I do like that Harvey gaining the respect back from all the GCPD acts for his act for stopping her and almost sacrificing.
Yeah,
himself.
they were just in silence. They were just in silence to get on the stare of judgment, but then it just turns around and they just
Like, all right.
applaud. All right, Bullock.
He earned the respect back because I mean he was literally about to kill himself.
Yeah, because in the beginning he was not well respected because he was a crooked cop.
yeah,
and then he got the respect, and then everybody remember he was the captain. And everybody hated him because he remember in the middle of the season when he says when him and Gordon got into it, he goes, "You didn't show up. Those cops." He goes, "I shot those cops. I mean, I felt bad." He said, "I don't want them to spit in my face." He goes, "If they wanted to spit in your face, you should have sit there and let every single one of them take a spit in your face. That would have been that you at least would have had their respect." And he said, and I thought that was such a great line. I'm like, and I like that this goes full circle back to where it's like you've earned the respect because you almost killed yourself. Like he was literally going to kill himself to save the city.
Yeah.
Gotham. You come for Batman, you stay for Bullock.
Yeah. I do like after. Yeah. I will say that. I'm trying to look at my dislikes on this because I don't have a lot of dislikes.
No, I just didn't like the whole subplot with Tabitha, the Grundy, and all that shit. I hated that. That was the only thing I
Now,
hated.
that part wasn't fun.
Also, Riddler telling Gordon, "Hello, sleepyhead. I trust you slept well." And Gordon saying, "I know you drugged me." And the Riddler says, "Yeah, I really don't care." I thought that was like that's a stupid.
I thought it was fun.
I mean,
Oh yeah, and then Gordon confronting like Nigma about not like really
And he
Lee
goes
not
back to
loving her.
Lee. He goes back to Lee at the end of the episode and saying, "I still love you, and I want you still." And then with the Riddler standing right over there, creeping up, and I'm like, "Why would you do that?
Oh god,
Why would
another
you do this, Will?
love
Why?"
triangle bullshit. I fucking hate it.
It's like
So
you can't go. It's like you piss in one direction, Gotham. The show pisses in one direction. They don't piss in a different direction.
But
Also,
let's go to.
wait, I just want to got two left. Okay, two left, Ryan. Riddler wanting to use the information to get a pardon and lead to the split left together. I thought that was so funny. And then Gordon just knocking him out and taking the plans anyway. The GCPD was so funny because it was like, "Oh no, we're going to tell the mayor this so we can get a pardon." That's the only reason. I'm like, "What?" He goes, "People are going to die soon." He goes, "I don't care as long as I get a pardon and that way me and Lee can spend our life together." I'm like, "Why?" I was like, "What?" That was like that's a stupid plan. But
That's not like to quote from Tony Stark. Not a great plan.
You beat me to it.
You should have added like he beat me in 1 second.
But other than that, yeah, I thought this episode was really well done. And if we're going to ratings now, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, Matt?
I'll give it an 8.5.
I'm siding with Collins. I'm going 9. Like I said, one of my favorite episodes of the season. And we're going into the season finale hot. And it's a season finale, so we're doing it watch-along style. So next week, we'll be live, watching it live. So join us for that.
But yeah, it does look promising. But I definitely have a feeling that Ra's al Ghul's grand plan for taking over Gotham is not going to go the way he wanted to. And I have a feeling that Jeremiah is going to double cross him. Kind of like the version of the Joker from Under the Red Hood. When he tried to form an alliance with the Joker, it completely, all hell breaks loose.
I do like the shot. Like the shot, the most noticed shot is him doing this. He does this. When he has that face, like I'm like that to me, which, oh my God, I'm telling you right now, which the reason why it's called No Man's Land, that's the title, because that is what the next season's based off the novel No Man's Land.
Yeah, it's one of the darker Batman story arcs. I'll just leave it at that.
Which I did not know this because I knew what they were going for because they absolutely after the promo they said, yeah, that's the next season, the final season is No Man's Land. I'm like, oh, I said that's going to be a clever. I mean, it's. I will say the final season, which I said the final season. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it.
Well, what did you all think of these 2 episodes? Let us know in the comments. Love to read what you have to say. We look forward to seeing you for the watch party. Collins, where can the people find you?
They can find me at 3dmoviecinema.com. And by the time this airs, I will have at my review for 28 Years Later, The Boner Temple. And so that's what I'll be having after that. So yeah, that's about it. And Small Zero on Fridays.
Matt, what about you?
You can find my YouTube channel at MattY92. I just dropped my trailer reaction for Spider-Man Brand New Day. We will cover that on the Small Zero channel, which I'm fucking excited. And I have a few of my reviews that I just dropped, Backrooms, Disclosure Day, and Scary Movie 6. But I will be dropping my review for Toy Story 5, which by the time you already watch this, it would already be up on the channel. So keep an eye open for that.
What's this Toy Story, huh?
It's a story about toys.
There's a joke in there.
There's a cowboy and a space ranger.
Well, all their links down below. Subscribe over there. Check us out at Small Zero. On this channel, got tons of stuff coming up. 1996 project, MCU project ongoing. So be on the lookout for all that. For Collins, for Matt, my name is Ryan Cam. Stay off the streets. They're not safe. We'll see you all in the next one. Y'all take care.
Sharpton for president, y'all. I'm outie.
Jesse Jackson for VP.